Thank you all so much for stopping by today. So y'all, I'm out here a little bit early, and I'll tell you why in just a second, because I just heard a bee buzz by me. So y'all know I don't know where the beehives are at, but I know that when they do come out, they love these speed wells right here. And we have quite a bit around the whole garden. We have some in containers, but we do have some in our raised beds because I always like to plant flowers, vegetables, and herbs together. And since we are in the summer months now, and we got a lot of our fruiting plants that are growing on, like our okra, like our tomatoes, like our eggplants, like our cucumbers, I want good pollination in the garden. So that's really why I love these plants right here, because they absolutely ensure that they're covered with bees every single day. But since it's still a little bit early, what I want to do today, y'all, is I always talk about deadheading. And deadheading is just basically taking the spent blooms off of the plant so that in this case they can continue to produce more blooms throughout the growing months. And as you can see, we got one that's starting to get started. But I also want to share with you this bed here. I think it's growing pretty good. It's a couple of plants that the slugs have taken out that I have to kind of replant again, meaning I had a couple of zinnia plants right here, only one made it. And then this okra plant, I want to say this is, it's either baby bubba or big bubba, one of it, but it's a container type okra. But I put it in the raised beds because it doesn't get as big as like the okra that we've grown before in the garden. We've grown okra, y'all, that literally got over 9 feet. And so these are going to get smaller, so that's why we put them together. But I want to go ahead, get these deadheaded, get the bed fed so that we can continue throughout our garden chores this morning. So a few weeks ago, I deadheaded this salvia right here, and as you can see, we have some new blooms coming on. And I keep a multitude of pollinator friendly plants in my garden, so that way until these blooms come back on, they have somewhere to go. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm going to remove the spent blooms, and you still have a little bit of color like right here on the top, but as you can see, like most of this part of the plant has been like it's what we would consider spent blooms. So this is the part that I'm removing, because on some of the plants you can see where new buds are starting to come back out. So let me get a little bit closer where you can see. So this middle stalk right here is what I'm going to remove, but you see how they have different side branches, and they'll continue to produce side branches and different blooms all throughout those leaves. Now, the very important thing that I always do, y'all, before I deadhead anything, because we have a lot of plants in the garden, is I sanitize my shears right here. So I sanitize those with alcohol. You can use peroxide, because what I don't want to do is start transferring different type of diseases and funguses from plants to plants. So that way that'll keep, the plants healthy. Okay, so I'm gonna step back because I always do this, y'all. Once I start cutting, I just keep seeing more and more. So it does look like I took quite a bit back, and I did. But if I get up really closely, you can also see where some new blooms are starting to come, like on the plant as well. So it'll take about a week or two for these to bounce back, and they will get a brand new flush of blooms. You can see where some of them are starting to make new leaves, so I'm not really worried about it. I am going to feed this bed, and once we put our liquid fertilizer on here, then again in like a couple of weeks you'll start to see a whole bunch of new blooms forming. But I still left them some so that they can be able to feed off of the plant. So before I feed the plant, I really am going to go ahead. I had been hoping that this plant, this is a pepper plant, I had been hoping that it would come back, but to me it looks a little bit too far gone, and I don't want it to keep struggling. I do have another pepper plant. It is a different type of pepper, but I think I'm going to put it here and see how it goes. And hopefully the new plant will be okay in this area. And I really feel like that's a weed over there. I really do feel like I didn't plant that there. And then we had one of our Bacopa plants that didn't make it, like right here in the middle. So I'm gonna pop something else here. I don't have any more of those. I only had a few, and I just kind of placed them around in the garden. They're low growing in the front, but they do get a little bit wide. So I'll put a smaller plant in the front. Again, I'm going to try to keep my eye on these. Now, not right now because it's supposed to rain. Now, I did come out here earlier and feel about maybe 15 drops, but I don't want to put any diatomaceous earth on them. So I will, once I feel like the rain has gone for the day, I think the next expected rain is like this weekend. So I'll come out, I'll put some diatomaceous earth on. I also put them around the plants, and hopefully this one will be okay, because if you look closely, it's like they're trying to start to go to flower. And okra plants, hibiscus plants, has some of the most beautiful flowers to me. And then after that flower, we should start to see okra. So if you look down really, really good, it should be making okra within the next few weeks. And I'm eager to see how this variety grows. But y'all know when I start seeds, I always plant about 25% more than what I need. And that's why we're able to, if a plant is struggling, we're able to replace it. But I do have two more of these in the pot just in case I do need it. And okay, I'm glad I put it on here. It says Big Bubba Okra, but then when I look online, we're just gonna go with Big Bubba Okra. That's what we're gonna go with. But I do have two more of these that if I have to take out the one on the end, then I will have another one that can go in that space. And then again, I'm gonna go ahead and replace this with zinnias. I have them some still in the cell trays that has gotten a little bit bigger, so I think they'll be okay. But I'm still maybe this afternoon I'll go ahead and put some diatomaceous earth on there. The eggplant started off where something was eating them as well, but to me in this garden, y'all, once they get big enough, it's like they can kind of fend for themselves, or can kind of, you know, not be as affected as if they were little small seedlings. So we just planted 2 eggplants, and these are the little fingers. They're really small. Again, I like eggplant, but I knew from the last time not to plant a whole lot, because I do eat it, but I don't eat it like that, if that makes sense. So for the bees, I can cut this time back, but I just think it looks so pretty, and I don't think the camera shows it justice. It's like a really light purple flowers on here. Maybe in the fall or something, maybe I'll cut it back, but we have a lot of time, y'all, growing in the garden. So I'll leave this here to flower, particularly for the bees. Okay, y'all, so as always, thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you share this video with your family and your friends. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead, tap the subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell so that you can receive notification each and every time we upload a new video. Again, thank you all so much for watching. And until the next video, bye-bye.